Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, we're good.
Scotty! Scotty! Their arms are like out here like this, and then it's not like a throwing motion, it's just... I low-key want to throw javelins today. You want me to teach you how to throw javelins? Practice it.
Yeah, I'd like to be just like Brick.
Brick?
What's
Oh, Brick Hamlin?
Yeah, I was right, Brick.
I love Lamp.
Why are we screaming?
Why are we screaming?
Brick killed a guy.
Brick killed a guy.
I did. Man went on lay low for a while. Find a distant relative or a long lost cousin. Just set it up for a while.
Have you seen Anchorman Joe? So bad. He goes, you became a bounty hunter and moved to Hawaii. He said, I was a banging
Hello and welcome to today's game between CIU and Converse. And today, for today's game, you have Stephen Bachmeyer on the play-by-play and Seth Allen for your color commentary.
I am Seth Allen, and I will be providing colorful commentary.
And he'll do a much better job at it than I ever could. But for now, here are your starting lineups for the game that will start in about 10 minutes as your CIU's home opener against Converse. For your starting lineups for CIU, batting off first, you have number 2, Ellis. Then you have number 15, Alyssa Allender. Number 77, Patton. Number 6, Washington. Number 10, Parker. Number 7, Creel. Number 16, Devaney. Number 42, Andrews. Number 3, Chen. And then for the flex, number 11, Brittany Allender.
Tanaya Ellis, this will be her debut season with the Rams. She was unable to play last year, but she worked really hard and was able to get herself eligible. And we're looking forward to seeing what she can do here on the first home game.
That's right. They have a lot of high hopes for her as well as several of the others too.
Well, we have high hopes for all of them.
For everyone.
For everybody.
But we've seen some of them play last year,
yeah.
and everyone's excited to see her
Oh, yeah.
finally have her chance.
Oh, yeah.
Anticipation building up.
Definitely.
And now for Converse's batting lineup, you have number 8, Mickelrath, number 15, Plafkan, number 16, McKinney, number 12, Finazzo, number 00, Bradshaw, number 22, Burnt, number 10, Walls, number 7, Outlaw, number 3,
awesome
Gomez, and number 5, Owens. Yes, Outlaw's a perfect last name for this.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Here we go. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will have live video of the pre-game going on beforehand, the introductions of all the players, not just the starters and those in the lineup, but every one of the CIU players that will be playing this season.
As you can see on home plate, you've got the coaches and the umpires discussing the pregame expectations, trading the lineups, and just kind of having a pregame chat. This is pretty typical of all collegiate sports, if not all high school and above sports. The home plate, the umpire, the guy who sits behind the catcher, they usually like to call that sitting in the plate or sitting in the bowl. And the field judge or the field umpire is going to sit somewhere between first and second, depending upon who's on base. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a good day. It's nice and sunny here in Columbia, South Carolina, and it's a nice 48 degrees outside. 50, actually.
50, it finally made it. It can only get warmer from here.
Can only get warmer from here. That is an understatement.
All right. Well, thank you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Columbia is known for being famously hot, and that is not an understatement. That's actually pretty true.
Hopefully this season it won't be too cold compared to last year where we had at least a good fourth of the games were in the rain.
Yep.
And below 50.
Yep.
And hopefully this year, even though they say March is going to be a cold month, hopefully we can still get above 50 and have a lot of sunny days, make it a lot more enjoyable, and hopefully easy to see for y'all. We have it at the lowest setting for darkness, so that way you can see as much as you can of the field. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back shortly with all of the introductions and the pregame announcements. That was a little louder than I thought it would be.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's home opener between our visitors from Converse College and your CIU Rams.
Yeah!
CIU Athletics Director James Whitaker and Head Coach Sarah Allen welcome you to today's game, and I welcome you too, and I'm Kim Abbott. and we thank you for supporting the Rams softball. In the spirit and rule of the NAIA, the NCCAA, and CIU, we do ask that we use this game to cheer for our team, and we really don't want any targeting or negative or derogatory comments towards the players or the officials. Also, we've added baseball this year, so let's be aware of our surroundings during this game as foul balls may be entering the seating areas. First, let's welcome the starters from Converse College. Number 8, Brooklyn McElrath. Number 15, Allison Plafkan. Number 16, Grace McKinney. Number 12, Ryan Ganazzo. 0, Caitlin Bradshaw. Number 22, Morgan Burnt. Number 10, Courtney Walls. Number 7, Abigail Outlaw. Number 3, Mariah Gomez. And number 5, Reagan Owens.
Oh, okay.
So coached by Jennifer George and assisted by Kendall Scott. And now let's make some noise for our CIU Rams softball team.
Was it outlaw or outlaw?
Leadoff batter. Playing left field, number 2, Tanaya Ellis. Second. Starting pitcher, number 15, Alyssa Allender. Third batter playing first base, number 77, Shannon Patton. Right fourth, playing third base, number 6, Kayla Washington. Batting fifth, designated hitter today, number 10, Kendall Parker. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, number 7, Caitlin Grell. Batting seventh, second base, number 16, Kaylin Devane. Batting 8, our catcher for CIU, number 42, Robin Andrews. Number 9th batter, number 3, center fielder, Ashley Chin. And playing right field, number 11, Brittany Allender. And now for the non-starters, number 1, Alicia Wallace. Number 5, Haley Wilkerson. Number 12, Madison Jannings. Number 13, Elena Pestano. Number 14, Trinity Jennings. Number 17, Bianca Morales. Number 18, Kagan Gutter. Number 19, Reagan Cox. Number 22, Cameron Puckett. And number 23, Kevin Zamora. The Rams in her second season coaching Sarah Allen, assistant Anna McCullum, and our student manager, Mary Beth Hires. At this time, we're going to ask for everyone who's able to stand for our invocation and remain standing for our national anthem. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you with a thankful heart today, thankful for this beautiful day. Thank you for the safety and travel for Converse who came here today and for our gals who traveled late last night from a doubleheader. We're grateful for your son Jesus and that we are able to worship you in playing this wonderful game of softball. Bless us, may we glorify you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. America.
Play ball.
back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Seth. Getting ready to kick off. Pitching, we've got Allison Allender, and catching, we've got the Robinator. Alyssa Allender, my apologies. Both Brittany and Alyssa Allender are coming to us from Baltimore, Maryland. Their parents are Alicia and Joe. We'd like to give them a great hello up there in the great city of Baltimore, Maryland. They've got some good seafood up there.
Kind of like Columbia then. Well, not as
Better.
good.
Better.
Probably better. Probably
Yeah.
better. All right, and we'll have Converse batting first as well. With that, we'll see number 8, Mickelrath, the shortstop for Converse, batting first for them as well. And we're about to see the first pitch of
Right-handed batter.
Number 8, Brooklyn McElrath.
about to see the first pitch of our first home game of the season for CIU. And is a ball.
Ball low to the ground, hit the dirt and into the catcher's hand. Glove there. Robin Andrews hails out of Ormond Beach, Florida. It's their second year with the Rams. That's a strike.
A good strike there. Probably going to start seeing the batter swing a little more now that...
That's a strike. She tipped it and went foul. And it's a hit.
Good pop, and oh!
Oh, almost caught there. Got a single on that one. Fly out to the outfield.
Almost a very athletic play. Still a really good job going for it. It was well placed right behind shortstop and perfectly in between center and left field too. And now we'll see number 15, Plafkan, left-hand batter.
And a ball. Takes an awful lot of athleticism to be able to cover that kind of ground up there in the outfield.
Mm-hmm. And another
a foul ball. Oftentimes people get confused about the foul ball rule. The foul ball is called such where the ball actually lands. It's not where it flies. It actually is where the ball lands.
that is an important
Yep. Then another foul ball over the guest dugout.
So that gives us a 1-2 count. Converse really wanting to hit one lately.
That's a ball over the batter's head.
Yeah, we got a 2-2 with a runner on first. Runner really not trying to make any effort and trying to steal.
Foul ball.
That was another ball there. Almost looked planned, though, like they're trying to catch the runner on first.
Foul ball.
Heads!
Alyssa Allen, her pitcher, she is a senior this year. She's actually a transfer student.
Looks like
We got a timeout.
interesting. I'm not sure what the call was, but the batter did go to first. Now we got two runners, one on first, one on second. We got our third batter up, number 16 McKinney, their first baseman, right-handed hitter with.
Hey, what was that call? It was an illegal pitch. It was what was awarded. Oftentimes, it could be what is called a crow hop, or I believe it's the pitcher's back foot came off the ground.
Interesting. I didn't
Which
even know
is what
that
it was. Getting confirmation. Crow hop.
And both runners stole their respective bases, and now we have runners on second and third after that little mishap there. I believe that one was a strike, giving us a 2-1 count, if I understand.
No, I believe that was a ball.
They counted that one as a ball as well.
Count is 3-0.
Interesting.
Bases are loaded.
Bases are loaded now. Probably not a good start for CIU. Definitely
Time. Yeah, the rule for what is an illegal pitch is the pitcher's back foot needs to stay planted upon the release of the ball.
interesting. Definitely makes it much more of a challenge controlling that momentum you have going forward.
Mr. Official. Oh. Hey, can you just, whenever they call like that last illegal pitch, can you just come over and tell us just for stats? Yeah, just or anything like inside street. Yeah, just so we don't miss it. Okay.
Looks like we're going to see a pitching change here very early.
Freshman Kendall Parker, freshman.
Replacing the senior early within the first inning, too. You don't really see that too often.
Well, it did have a doubleheader yesterday.
True.
So-
True.
Can have a little bit of fatigue going on there.
Especially when they were, if I remember correctly, I need to go look up the game again, but I believe it was a bit away and they came back pretty late last night.
They did. They
Fatigue.
got back late. There's a lot of fatigue that goes on with these pitchers in their pitching arms. I believe Kendall Parker, if I'm not mistaken, is out of Blythewood, the local here in Columbia.
Batting for Converse, number 12, Ryan Panazzo.
We'll now see number 12, Finazzo, batting for Converse. And they came back from Southern Wesleyan. Still a little bit of a drive, about an hour and a half maybe drive up there and back. That can add a lot to a player.
Yeah.
And that'll be a ball. Bases loaded. CIU really needing an out right now.
Foul ball.
Foul there, going close to us, but thankfully for the net.
Another swing and a strike.
Count being 1-2 now. And
Fly ball, caught by the first baseman, number
Great
77. Shannon Patton. Shannon Patton's coming to us from Marysville, Washington. Her parents are Sean and Eric Patton. We'd like to give them a hello.
that is a long way away.
That is a ways.
We'll now see number 00, Bradshaw.
Little double out.
And another pop fly
Another
right.
cut. First ball up. 2 outs.
2 outs now.
Bases loaded. We got a game, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting exciting.
Starting to pick up pace, and CIU starting to become more awake, more alive, and these easy pop-ups right in the infield are helping them out a lot. And great
And it's
play.
caught. Sorry, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. I gotta stay.
Have some excitement.
Gotta stay neutral in this thing. The bases were loaded. It was a foul ball tip and caught by the catcher, Robin, the Robinator Andrews.
It was all three of those were perfectly placed for CIU to take advantage of and get all 3 outs early on.
Get some excitement going. It's always fun to watch these girls, watch these young ladies get on the field and do their craft. It's quite amazing to see.
They have a lot of excitement too, especially being in front of the home crowd finally.
Oh yeah. Well, it's college softball. It's actually a very exciting sport. Very, very exciting.
Definitely leads to a lot of anticipation, wondering what's going to happen, where the ball's going to go.
Yep. You know it. Got Tanaya Ellis, who's coming up to bat. Tanaya's coming to us out of Greer, South Carolina. Tell you what, her journey here has been one of excitement. Hard worker, physically and academically.
This is a very complete playlist.
But she's powered through it. Here, her sophomore year,
Yep.
she has her opportunity to show how much that hard work has paid off.
Is there a foul ball out there? I think there's one over there somewhere. Anaya, I think there's a foul ball.
Now batting for CIU, number 2.
And Tanya Ellis is a left-handed batter, leading off for CIU. Going for the bunt. And now
It's actually called a slap. They do a lot of slap hitting practice here. It's started predominantly over on the West Coast as it's kind of like it's a quick way to get on base.
interesting. Did not realize there was a difference. That's something new I learned as well today. Looking for a quick one. Though she may be fast, she was unable to outrun the pitcher's throw as that ball went, or that grounder went straight to the pitcher.
Designated hitter, number 15, Alyssa
We'll now see number 15, Alyssa Allender, up to bat for CIU. And a
Got a
great
hit.
hit. Right to
And
center.
caught.
Right to center field though. Going for 2 outs now.
For CIU, first baseman
Made great contact, just not enough to get
Shannon.
behind the center fielder right to her. We'll now see number 77, Shannon Patton, up to bat.
That's a strike. Strike.
She really wanted that one.
Just looking at Coach Allen. Getting some instruction from her. Nice
And a great
hit.
hit.
That's a hit. And that'll be a single.
Be a single for her. A line drive just past the shortstop. Trying to make a play, unable to get a hold of it. Goes right to left field.
Kayla Washington. Kayla, who is active in the student government here at Columbia International University, she does have an agreement with the coach's spouse that if she hits his car with a home run, she will receive a prize.
That is a ball. And yeah, Kayla Washington is very active on campus as well as with her team too. She transferred in as well, if I remember correctly.
She did from Florida, from a community college here in Florida.
Is that a striker ball? Count being 1-1, and a great contact there. That is almost over the fence, hitting the bag.
Almost. And we got our first home run. We got our first score.
First score of the game.
Shannon Patton with the run in.
As Kayla Washington with that double brings Shannon Patton in.
So close yet so far. So close yet so far there,
Parker.
Kayla.
And we'll now see Kendall Parker, number 10, batting for CIU. Let's see if we can get another double play. Or at least a home run. Hopefully a home run. Bring them both in. Ooh.
And it's a foul ball.
Now
Foul ball. Count is 1-1
with 2 outs and a runner on second.
for the newcomers to softball. The umpire does not make a signal with his hand after. Nice!
Oh, great
That's a
play.
single. Good single. If the umpire does not make a signal after the catcher has caught the ball, that is usually going to be a ball. You know, if he raises his hand and makes a fist, that's going to be a strike, just depending upon the umpire himself or herself.
So that is pretty helpful. And now we'll see number 7, Caitlin Creel, up to bat. And that was an interesting play in the last one. The third baseman who got the ball did not even decide to touch her base. And it kind of shows how much of a mental game this is, as she could have easily gotten Kayla Washington out right there, allowing for end of the inning.
Well, things happen, you know. It's
Yeah.
it's just part of the game.
It just shows how much of a mental game it is. You have to
very
be
much
really
so.
think. And that'll be 2 balls. It's 2-0 right now for the count with a runner on first and third.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could see the crowd here today, it's probably one of the largest crowds that has been here since the inaugural season, the last season, for a home game. It's good to see it. It's very, very good to see.
Yeah. I believe that was a ball as well, so we got 3-0. And that is a walk. Bases are now loaded with 2 outs.
2 outs, bases loaded.
And we'll see number 16, Kaylin Devaney.
Kaylin Devaney came in from the upstate. I believe she was at the USC Upstate. I believe so.
I believe you're correct on that one. Double checking myself.
Kaylin, or as her teammates call her, Katie, she actually is very, very much involved in the Competitive Edge International. That is a group that goes over the summertime to various foreign countries, and they spread the word of God through softball, and just hanging out and learning about cultures. It's a very, very interesting program.
Always love hearing about.
Coach Sarah has been involved in that since her time in college.
And a good hit will bring in another run.
That is outstanding. That is outstanding. Good work, good work.
Great hit, bringing in a second run. That'll be Kayla Washington coming in for that one. We'll now have number 4.
The Robinator Andrews up to bat.
Yeah. Interesting walkout song too. A real throwback. And a strike. We still have 2 outs and the bases are loaded. And that is a ball, count being 1-1.
Robin is actually fluent in 3 languages other than English, both Mandarin and Cantonese, Chinese, and Catalonian Spanish.
That is very impressive.
And completely made up.
Fooled me.
Robin, who's a part of the founding softball team here at Columbia International. Parents moved up here from Orleans Beach, Florida. They live out in Camden, I believe. Robin's been fun to watch progress and grow.
Yeah, this is only Team 2, as they like
Team
to call
2.
themselves.
Team 2.
Count being 2-2 now.
And a foul ball. The count is now 2-2. One thing I always like to point out, and it's not usually thought of when it comes to the field athletics, is the life lessons that are learned, both during competition and during practice. Oftentimes people just think it's about the sport itself, but no sir, no ma'am. It's about the life lessons that are taught.
There are so many of them you can learn through sports. Sports being the metaphor for so many different things.
And we got a hit, and it's a foul ball. And that's an out.
It is an out. So we'll now, even with bases loaded, CIU will still lead 2-0 after an impressive comeback on that inning. Starting off a little shaky, coming back and going.
It's a foul ball. There's no out. My bad.
I thought I heard
Foul
the out
ball.
too. I'm pretty sure I heard the umpire say out.
He probably did as an out of the field.
And a great line
That's a
drive.
hit.
That's a good hit right
We have
between.
1 and 2 more. 2 more runs in, making the score 3-0. 4-0.
4-0 now. We still have 2 outs and runner on first and third.
We also gotta, give credit to these parents. A lot of times, these parents, before these kids are coming to college, they're doing the travel ball thing. Taking their kids to all over the state, if not all over the country, getting them more playing time. Because, as we all know, the way to get better at a sport is to, do the sport, play the sport.
Yes, sir. I feel like across America, we're starting to see more club.
Yep.
Across any sport too, club being much more popular. We'll have a ball on that one. And, almost missed that. Robin was able to steal second.
That's how fast she is. 1 minute you see her, 1 minute you don't, she's on your base.
Always a good thing for CIU. We'll have a 1-1 count, that one being a strike.
That's right there.
Good.
That's an out.
Now we'll see the... Whoops, there it goes. It's just being a little slow. Now go to the top of the second. And CIU will be leading now. 4-0.
Yeah, Dan Gable, the legendary collegiate Olympic wrestler, as well as coach of University of Iowa Hawkeyes, once said, wrestling isn't life, but it's very lifelike. You can say the same thing about softball. Actually, you can say the same thing about any sport, really.
Mm-hmm. So many of them, especially
the life lessons that you learn, learning how to win and lose with grace.
Learn how to work with others and others that you're even playing against, how to work through that difference.
It also teaches you the ability to be honest with yourself. It's one of those things. It's like, hey, if at the end of the day, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I gave it my all, no matter what happens, that's a good thing. Oftentimes, that's a hard lesson a lot of people have to learn.
I completely agree. There's so many. And we'll still see number 10, Kendall Parker, pitching for CIU. That change.
Got a strike.
Good strike there. Also out there, you'll see number 8, Kayla Washington on third. And a good hit right to our shortstop with a great catch from Caitlin Creel. Beautiful dive to get that one.
That is some athleticism right there.
That was a great play, great awareness, and willing to lay yourself out there for that.
Just that hand-eye coordination that's required.
Super impressive. And now we'll see number 7 for Converse being Outlaw. I apologize. I think I forgot to say who that first batter was, being number 10, Walls.
A strike.
And the count being 1-1, that first pitch being a ball, second one the strike.
Ball.
Ball as well there. Good contact. Right between left and center. That looks like it's going to be a double.
Yeah, double. Just the ability to connect the bat to the ball. That's just amazing to me.
It takes a lot of focus with how fast some of those can come in, or even just the direction change.
Yeah, I've never been able to do it. Never been able to do it.
It was not my specialty either. We'll now see number 3, Gomez, up to bat. A low one. And
Safe.
trying to catch the runner stealing, unable to, but a good play. A good attempt, I should say.
Yeah, they call that pop-up time. Catcher has good pop-up time. They can get up and make that throw to whatever base they're trying to throw to.
And count being 1-1 now. With a runner on second and 1 out. And that was a ball. Right to the pitcher.
That'll be
Getting
now.
the quick out. Run. And was that a double play? I'm not sure. It looks like they're going to debate.
Confer. They're going to meet up and chat about it, see what the
Runner at first was definitely out. And
great
double play.
2 outs. That makes 3. They're switching it up.
Great
Coach
double
not-
play by CIU. And CIU will be back
Converse
up to
coach
bat.
not in agreement with that call. Understandably so. Understandably so.
Yeah, especially with those split-second decisions, it can be easy to understand why someone would have a differing opinion on that. Especially if it's your own player.
Oftentimes people believe that there's a rule called tie goes to runner. Well, that's not necessarily in the rule book. What the rule does state is that the player has to beat the ball to the base. That can be left up to quite a bit of
Interpretation.
interpretation there. But that is how it is written in the rule book. The player needs to beat the ball to the base.
Right. And as we saw, the ball beat the runner to the base on that one.
I don't know.
According to the referee.
Yeah, according to the
ref-
umpire, the ball beat the player.
And we'll now see number 2, Tanya Ellis, back up to bat for CIU, starting the lineup all over again. Tanaya Ellis, my apologies.
Tanaya Ellis.
Ball. And that was a strike, 1-1. And
That's
a
a
good
hit.
hit. Great contact right
is-
to left field. And she is so
off to the
fast.
races. Off to the races.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's called a triple.
That was a triple. Say if softball and track were not at the same time, I'd say track has a new 100-meter dash runner from that. That was incredibly fast. Could be a 2-sport athlete from there.
It's a little harder for these girls to be able to play 2 sports. Oftentimes you see that, the ability to do so at the NAIA level. Actually, there is I do think that they have a basketball player on the team again this year. I'm not sure.
And Alyssa Allender with almost a base hit. That'll be an out. And sometimes if the sport doesn't collide schedule-wise,
right.
it can work. But That
Thing
is
is,
really hard to do in
with
some
softball,
cases.
there's actually a fall season as well. It's mostly it doesn't really count towards any of the conference play, but it's there's some fall games that it's about a month and a half long.
Interesting. We'll now see number 77, Shannon Patton, back up to bat.
Foul
And
ball.
it'll be a foul. Almost into the baseball field.
I'm gonna step away real quick.
And a good hit, but a great athletic play from the second baseman to catch that one right behind first. That'll be the second out for CIU. And we'll now see Kayla Washington, number 6, back up to bat.
Kayla had a big hit her last at bat. See if she can repeat.
Get another double at the
Bring
least,
Tanaya home.
hopefully. And that's a strike. And a good
And a
hit,
foul ball.
but foul.
Good distance. The direction though, not so much.
Say a
But it
little-
happens. It happens, ladies and gentlemen. It happens.
It does. It's part of the game. Good hit right to the pitcher, but
That's
that
an out.
will be the third out. And we'll now see a change to the
Top of the third.
top of the
inning.
third. Thank you, as my mind went blank for a second.
It happens.
Hey, folks, the concession stand is now open. Get some refreshments.
Also in the field, you'll see number 42, Robin Andrews, as the catcher. We'll see number 16, Kaylin Devaney at second. Caitlin Creel, number 7 at shortstop. Kayla Washington at third. Shannon Patton at first. Tanaya Ellis is in the left field. You'll have Ashley Chin, center field, and Brittany Allender in right field.
Speaking of Kayla Washington, we'd like to give a shout out to Jamil Cunningham and Sarah Washington. Those happen to be Kayla's parents. They hopefully are watching her via the internet. Kayla has been fun to get to know and watch her grow as a person and as a player. And also, Heaven Zamora comes to us out of Apple Valley, California, which is there by San Bernardino, also called the Inland Empire. Her parents are Yvette and Alfonso Zamora. I'd like to say hello to them. And Bianca Morales, whose parents are Victor and Martha, who currently are living in San Francisco de Macorís, Dominican Republic. Hello to you as well. It's been fun watching her grow as a person and as an athlete.
Especially if I remember right, she's a walk-on too.
She is a
She was
walk-on.
here right before the season
She is a
started.
walk-on, that is correct.
We have number 8 up to bat, Brooklyn McElrath. That'll be a 1-1 count. And that is a hit right to left field.
And it's
With
caught.
Ellis making a pretty
Tanaya
impressive,
Ellis with the catch.
pretty impressive catch there too, over the right shoulder. Now we'll see number 15, Plafcan up to bat. And that is a ball. And
That's a hit.
can't see where that
That's
was.
out of the park.
That is out. That is a home run.
Not a home run. It's going to be a. Oh, it is a home run. It is a home run.
So they'll be getting.
She stopped at second base. Thought something different.
It was a little hard to see from our spot, but
Apparently it clipped the fence.
as we fix the headsets. And that'll be 4-2 now after that hit, and we'll have number 16, McKinney, up to bat. Being a ball. Good ground ball right past shortstop to left field. Be a base hit.
Score is 4-1. CIU in the lead.
We got number 12 up to bat now, Finazzo.
Swing
And
strike.
she really wanted that one. It'll be a 1-1 now.
One ball, one strike, and one out.
And a runner on first.
That's a hit to the outfield.
Good hit right past
Pick
shortstop to center field. That'll be a base hit. Got a runner on second and first now with one out. We'll see. I believe that is 0-0. Bradshaw.
Double out. Double out.
I could say double null. Just go straight German on it. And that is a
That's a stolen
pitching
base.
error. That'll be both bases being stolen.
Time.
Did she play Jeopardy now? Did she play anything? Play soccer?
Yeah, you can play.
She likes to.
Coach going out on the field. So we shake out the anxiety, relax, bring it back down. People get excited. It happens. It's competition.
Oh no, she didn't advance all that. You put it as a solo base. So you can spare it. Yeah, cool. Well, I can do it. Corbin, come back.
Can you help Corbin? Coach
I got Corbin, come back this way.
Yeah, he has to go help Coach with the game.
Tell you one of the big differences between this season and last season is their off season, their out of season conditioning. Definitely had a big impact on their level of play. And just their all around endurance. It's just it's amazing. It's amazing to see.
Impressive. Do you know exactly what they did? Like,
Yeah, Coach Jay, I believe is his name. He came in and developed some programs. They'd lift in the morning. Sometimes they lift before or after practice. And I mean, I've had the opportunity to walk into the weight room and before being told to leave, watch him work down there. Pretty intense, and it's good to see him in high spirits, loving the grind, so to speak.
And that is a
We're
wall.
gonna walk to put load up the bases.
All right. And yeah, Coach Jay, the new strength and conditioning coach for CIU, he's definitely been working hard to make all the team's programs.
Which is absolutely huge when it comes to competition.
Mm-hmm.
Conditioning is often the difference between a win and a loss.
Exactly, especially with a sport that is equally as mentally and strenuous. I think would be the right word choice to use there. You need to have that ability to push through.
It's a grind. It can be a grind, and we got a catch.
And that is the second out.
Shannon Patton out of Marysville, Washington.
That batter being number 22, Burnt. We'll now see number 10, Walls. With 2 outs, bases loaded. And that is a strike.
A lot of people don't understand just how physically and mentally strenuous softball can be. I mean, you're playing double headers and you're traveling, and that takes a toll. That'll take a toll out on you. Then we got a catch, and that is
catch on that one. That is 3 out.
So it's important. It is very important that these programs have a good strength and conditioning program to supplement their training as well as their skills training.
Even if it isn't sport specific, but it is just that conditioning aspect.
Yep, because it
helps with injuries too.
Yeah, oh, very much so, very much so. That's often, like I said before, oftentimes the difference between a win and a loss is who's conditioned, who's got the physical strength to stay out there and play, and physical strength also plays a lot into your mental toughness and your ability to okay with being uncomfortable.
Exactly. Really is in that sense of living in the uncomfortable. Just learning how to push through it.
Which then plays in life. I mean, you off the field, you're going to work, or it's just you're not having a good week, good month, good year. You're going to be able to have that strength in order to endure and to see that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
And to give your best during that.
That is why sports is so important, as well as the arts. The arts teaches the same thing too. It's good stuff.
Completely agree, and we're about to see number 10, Kendall Parker, up to bat.
Kendall Parker.
Take a picture, number 10, Kendall Parker.
How do you say your last name? Thank you.
That's a
Swing
foul ball. And
behind the home plate.
Right by our camera. And
Foul ball.
giving us our second strike.
So if you notice, all the players are wearing the same cleats. I believe that those were the cleats that were they were won. They were at a off-season conference. Pretty interesting. Yeah. It's kind of a little different.
And another one right behind home plate. And you mean they won them at a conference?
Well, yeah, I believe if I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case.
I mean, it saves money for the program. And
off the roof of the visiting team's dugout. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever get the chance to come and take a look at this field, it is quite amazing. It is designed well and built well.
Coach Allen and the team really do take good care of it, and they don't hire anyone, right? They take care of it themselves too.
Nope. Coach Sarah is oftentimes after practice staying late and driving and dragging the field.
And that'll be a 1-2 count. That last one being a ball.
That's one thing that's kind of different about these about baseball and softball players. The coaches, they're very particular with how their field is cared for. Very particular. This isn't what you would consider a league field or a park and recreational field.
They want it done their way
Yep.
and exactly their
Yep.
way.
That is a ball. Count is 2-2.
I know, no, it's hard. With it being this slow, that's how soccer is. Like, it's sometimes I miss stuff because I'm like, I zone out.
And she, ooh,
Foul ball.
she's really wanting one of those. Just can't keep it in between the lines, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there's a definite technique when it comes to swinging at the ball. When you make contact and when I have no idea what it is. I just heard there we
And that's
go.
a beautiful one.
And it's,
Oh!
and it's not caught. Got us a single.
And
Turn into a double.
double.
There we go.
Beautiful. That one going over the left shoulder of the center field.
It's going to be amazing to see what kind of leaders these young ladies become.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Especially playing softball and being leaders among their peers. It's going to be amazing.
That's one thing, especially sports can teach a lot of
Very
is
much so.
leadership. And we'll now see number 7, Caitlin Creel, up to bat for CIU. That first
That's a strike.
one being a strike.
Thank you for doing that.
And she
Foul
really
ball.
wanted that one. And it's her second strike with that foul.
Current count is 0-2, 0-2, and no outs.
And a runner on second.
Foul
That's a
ball.
foul.
Again, just the ability to make that connection with the bat and ball. Beyond me. I am not able to do that.
Same here. It's something that
There
probably
we
takes
go.
a lot of practice, and
Infield, yeah, caught.
that is our first out in the bottom of the third. An impressive play by the shortstop
Kaylin Devaney.
over the right shoulder. Really having to focus on that one. Definitely that eye-hand coordination
Very
going
much
back
so.
to.
Very much so. It's what a great metaphor for life, though, too. I mean, sometimes you hit and you score. Sometimes you hit and it gets caught. That's just how it is.
Sometimes it's out of your control. And
There
that
we
is
go. Got another
Kaylin
hit.
Devaney.
Katie,
with a-
and it's caught, but that's all right.
And as our second out, it was a beautiful hit, but another good play by
Robin Andrews.
The Robinator.
we'll have Robin Andrews up to bat now.
There's often discussion amongst what is the best way to hit, either high and far or low and fast. High and far, kind of a slower moving ball. You can prepare and be able to get in position to get it,
And adjust to it.
adjust to it right. But the low and fast, that's kind of harder. That takes a little bit more. So it's the discussion is really kind of 6 in one hand, and half a dozen in the other. Now we got a
And
foul ball.
foul ball right over our tent.
And gonna need a softball. A lot of foul balls, running out of balls to play with.
I have to start sending some of the fans to go find them all. I have a moment while we try to collect a few of these.
The volleyball team is volunteering to take them to the dugout, so Scotty and Corey just
And we got a ball. Back in. Game on.
A ball.
You want to talk about love of the game? We got two girls coming from the West Coast. As an old cowboy friend of mine used to say, that's a long drive just for a rodeo. But I'll tell you what, that's love of the game right there. Willing to come across the country to play and go to college. There we go. Fly ball.
Good.
Caught.
That was caught for the third out. CIU unable to capitalize there, but still having the lead 4-1. And going back to what you were saying about coming across country, and even more impressive, we are one of the biggest countries in the world, so it's more than most people travel in their life when you consider it around the world.
Yes, Debbie Mason, I am having a blast.
And we'll be going into the top of the fourth. CIU up 4-1.
University of Montana. She helped start up restart the program at Weber State in Utah.
And starting the batting lineup for this inning for Converse College, you have number 7, Outlaw.
Now batting for the Valkyries, second baseman number 7,
Abigail Outlaw. Converse College. That is probably one of the most awesome last names I've heard in a long time.
So we have our own Outlaw that plays for CIU's women's basketball team as well. Now be a ball for
Kendall Parker pitching. Foul ball.
and
Count is now 1-1.
1-1. CIU trying to get to that one, but just over the fence.
Foul ball is considered a live ball until it hits the ground.
So any opportunity to get an
opportunity
extra
to get it,
out,
yeah.
and that is
Take
a
it.
clean hit
And
just out of reach into right field. That'll be a double.
Ladies and gentlemen, I should have probably disclosed this at the beginning of the game, but my softball knowledge is decent.
It's above mine. Looks like they found a bunch of those fouls.
Bringing him back to play.
Sarah, she was taking
Softball is a very equipment-intensive game. The ball itself doesn't actually have that much of a lifetime. You can maybe play 1 or 2 games with it. Then you gotta relegate it to practice balls. They just don't have. They just can't take that abuse.
Interesting. And the one up to bat now is number 3, Gomez, with strike early. That being a ball. Count being 1-1. And another ball. Still have a runner on second. And no outs. And a hit just past everybody. And
Safe.
that is
Safe.
Converse would get that second run in. Very, very close call. But both the runner and the batter both being safe on that double play.
Robinator just not able to make that tag.
And that was right
that
to
was a
third. Took a favorable bounce to the shortstop, and now they got a pickle going.
Safe. Out. She's definitely out of the baseline.
And an interesting sacrifice right there to get the runner to third.
The runner has about a 3-foot pathway on either side of the baseline. You can't see the baseline between first, second, and third. That they have to stay in that when they're running, and once they step out, they can be called out.
Interesting. And we'll now have number 15.
Again, that's one of those things that can be
subjective.
Yes, very subjective. Very subjective.
Plafkin having 2 balls now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game.
That is 3-0 with a runner on third and 1 out. And that is a walk. We got time real quick. If you want, Seth. Looks like
You know, I can't help but think of there's a scene in a movie called Vision Quest, starring Matthew Modine, a few other people. It's about a high school wrestler. He goes and talks to his boss by the name of Elmo, just before his match with Shoot. He cut down to 160 to take on the undefeated wrestler. He's talking with Elmo. I mean, he asked him, he goes, "It's just 6 minutes. Why are you willing to give up, you know, a nice pay just to come and watch me wrestle for 6 minutes?" Well, Elmo's response was, "It's not so much the 6 minutes. It's what happens in those 6 minutes. That's what he's going to see. And what he means by that is the fact it's, yeah, it's only 6 minutes of wrestling, but it can be super, super exciting 6 minutes. Well, yeah, where the comparison is 7 innings, 7 innings of pure excitement and athletic prowess is what it is. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, that is the game of softball. 7 innings of pure athleticism, camaraderie, and love of the game.
And memories, if you want to think about
memories.
for the future, too. And
Building leaders.
it looks like we do have a change going on within right field. We now see Kendall Parker, number 10. And as our pitcher, we now have Reagan Cox, number 19, who is a local coming from Ben Lippen School, literally right up the road from CIU.
Quite literally, they share the same entrance off of Monticello Road.
Exactly. And you have number 16, McKinney, up to bat for Converse. The count being, I apologize, 2-0.
Reagan Cox, who was under the tutelage of a one David Abbott, who is the current softball coach at Ben Lippen.
Keeping those connections with, as we like to call her, Coach Abbott, the assistant athletic director here at CIU, who's also out here. And that'll be a walk.
Bases are loaded.
Bases are loaded with one out.
One out.
Risky situation for CIU, but they seem to thrive under that stress.
They've been here before. It's nothing new. Nothing new.
We'll now have number 12, Finazzo, up to bat. That's a strike.
Again, another metaphor for life. You're under some adversity. You got one out. Bases are loaded. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
There's a ball. Count now 1-1. That is a ball as well. 2-1. And that's a good hit right past first base. And bases will still be loaded as they bring that runner in off that hit, just being a single.
I'll tell you what, the energy here amongst the crowd and on the field is palpable. You can feel it. It is a game, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a game.
And we'll see Bradshaw up to bat now.
Double out. Ball. Foul ball.
And foul right over our tent, almost into the baseball field. Count now 2-1.
3-1.
3-1. There's a strike. We got a full count.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the strike zone for softball is the width of the home plate. The inside of the ball can pass over the outside edge of the home plate, but it needs to stay between the batter's knees and about mid rib cage, almost kidney level.
That doesn't give a lot of wiggle room, as we just saw with that last ball. It was a walk, bringing in a runner, tying the game up 4-4. We'll now see number 22, Burnt, up to bat. That one being a ball.
I'll tell you, it's just amazing the ability of some of these girls to be able to control the trajectory of the ball, especially with that underhand throw. It's just super amazing.
It's very impressive. It definitely takes, you can tell they take a lot of time and a lot of practice to get the muscle memory for it.
Yeah, a lot of them get the chance to work with a coach by the name of Jessica Bulware, who was a Division I softball player.
Nice.
Well, so was Coach Sarah. She played at the University of San Diego in California. Beautiful campus, by the way. If you ever get a chance to go take a look at it, you should. It's a beautiful campus. A lot of hills. Hills.
Definitely, especially in the southern part of California. Definitely, I can believe it's really beautiful. I haven't been out there myself, but
Oh, you need to go down there. Go get you some fish tacos and a nice cool soda pop. Good time. Good time. Beaches are beautiful. Water's not too warm, but that's okay.
that's all right. It's better than my hometown of Houston. Galveston is not
The old Galveston Bay.
it's not the prettiest one to swim in, but we may do. Got 3-1 count now.
Galveston, old Galveston. Old country song there.
That was actually a pretty
Tied,
old one, too.
4-4.
And good hit right to the second baseman,
First
going
and
for
an
the
out. And a run.
to get the out, but they also get a run, but the bases
Two
are
outs.
not loaded anymore. With a runner on third and second, we now have number 10, Walls, up to bat.
Converse traveling down here from Spartanburg. Spartanburg is about an hour and change drive.
Thereabouts.
Up 26, I-26.
And a
And
quick out there brings us to the bottom of the fourth, with now Converse leading 5-4, struggling early on. They're now making that comeback, making it a truly competitive game and a very close one too.
Making it interesting. Not that softball isn't interesting in general. It is. It's very exciting.
It
very
adds to it.
quick-paced game. It does definitely add to it.
When you're exchanging multiple innings of
Yep.
more than one run.
Kind of on a side note, the one of the missions of the softball team at Columbia International University is creating missionaries to go out into the world and spread the word of God. And what is one of the last remaining internationally spoken languages. Sports. Sports.
That's so true, actually.
It's very true. I mean, you go to any country. I've been to a few countries in my lifetime, and I'll tell you what, it was something to see. Walking down the middle of a small town called Fallujah, Iraq, and you see a bunch of kids playing soccer out in the fields or in the road. It's like, hey, they play that. That's a sport played everywhere. Come to find out, so is softball. Softball is an international sport as well.
It's growing in popularity.
Very much so. Very much so.
And even more, it's really interesting too, because you look at using soccer as an example. When you have two different countries playing each other, how do the referees communicate to them?
It's the same. Rules are the same. Rules are the same everywhere you go.
Actions, and the actions will speak from that. So your actions and how you handle everything really communicates.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that some of the softball players here from CIU are going to be going on a missions trip this summer. You should get in touch with your player if they are going. Figure out how you can help them raise money to go. It's always good. It's a good experience. Travel internationally, learn about different cultures, and spread the word. Or just teach good life lessons.
And up to bat, we have number 3, Ashley Chen.
Ashley Chen.
With a 1-1 count now. And I do agree, the opportunity to go overseas, that is actually one of the requirements for those in athletics here at CIU. They have to do at least one mission trip every, I believe it's 3 or 4 years with their team, allowing them to have that experience. And that last ball gives us a 3-1 count.
That's just a good experience to go see how other cultures thrive.
Exactly, and even how they may play the sport itself too.
Yep.
That gives us that last strike gives us a full count. And a good hit right past second base, giving us to first.
Nice single.
Good single hit.
Got Tanaya Ellis up on the plate, on deck.
Number 2, Tanaya Ellis.
We've got Sis coming up.
We got 2 really good opportunities for big hitters and big plays to take place.
Milena Picciano on deck.
And Pickle. And that is an out.
That's an out.
Tough opportunity there. It was a risky idea. It didn't pay off this time.
You know,
Maybe
I'll be
next
honest,
time.
I don't think that's actually what that's called, a pickle. I believe that's from the Sandlot, but I'm fine with it. That's what I'm going to call it. I will call it a pickle.
It's a cultural word. We'll keep it.
Yeah, it works for me.
Until corrected. Gonna give us a ball. As a strike. Count being 2-1.
Not being reflected upon on the scoreboard. That's all right.
I think they're
Foul ball. 1, 2, and 1. 1, 2, and 1.
and foul tip there.
Foul tip. Ball.
And that 2 and 2 now. 1 out, no one on base. Still a good opportunity for another triple here. And what a beautiful hit.
That's a smack.
Only a single, but a beautiful hit right past, or in between.
Now we got Milena Picciano, also known as Sis, up to bat. And ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear that, the crowd is excited.
She is a fan favorite from last year.
Definitely a fan favorite from last year.
A very strong hitter as well.
I'll tell you, she's been another one to watch. It's been fun. Watch her grow as a person and as a player. She has been a blast.
No, she's great, yeah. And she just came back from surgery too. She had during I believe it was the summer. Definitely coming back strong, and I know she's ready to contribute, ready to add a lot of value to the team. Ball. And she wanted that one.
That's safe.
And good steal.
Good steal. Good steal.
And that is a
Infield
pop.
fly. Caught.
And that is an out.
Up next, we got Shannon Patton.
She's had a pretty decent game so far, to say the least. Let's see if she can bring Tanaya home with a home run. And
Strike. That was right down the center.
she saw it.
Down the pipe, so to speak. Foul ball. Not a foul ball. Just a ball. My apologies.
1-1 count.
1-1 and 2 outs.
And a beautiful hit.
Beautiful hit.
That might be. That is out of the park.
Out of the park, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the park.
I'll bring CIU back into the lead.
6-5. 6-5.
And a beautiful hit.
Got Kayla Washington up. Let's see if I keep my windshield.
Might be a good idea to park behind center field there in the longest part.
I accept the risk where I park. I accept the risk.
That is a ball. And a strike, 1-1 count. Kayla's another very good hitter. And good hit, but it is definitely a foul. 1-2 count. And woo, another foul ball.
Well, if that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what else would.
Right by
Coach Sarah.
See the reaction time still there. And a beautiful hit.
Man, it's knocked out. There we go.
And that'll be a double. Right over this right field, just over her head, unable to make the play.
Yeah, Gory's spot for him.
And looks like Converse is gonna talk it over real quick.
Kayla making Jamil and Sarah very proud with that hit and all of her hits. And basically who she is as a person.
Oh.
Great young lady right there. Great young lady.
She's definitely left an impact at CIU, being a part of student leadership, and I believe she's
awesome.
the secretary or treasurer for student council, or for the student body.
Foul ball.
There's a foul for Parker.
Foul ball.
Another foul. Into the soccer field, it looked like.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe soccer was the first sport here at CIU.
Yes, if I remember correctly, soccer was the first one in 2011, men's soccer specifically, and cross country. And that is an out.
But is cross
Good hit.
country really a sport? I mean, it's you're just running. It's like exercising.
as
It is a
Coach
sport.
Abbott said.
It is a sport, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just having fun. Yes, if he is listening, he knows I give him a hard time literally every chance I get. Literally every chance I get.
Here at CIU,
Shout out to
all
Judd
athletics are pretty well connected, get along great. We gotta have fun every once in a while. Speaking of which, I believe CIU track just broke several conference records as well at the indoor conference meet. They're also having a phenomenal season.
Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, you ever get a chance to see the CIU track? Good looking track. It's got that
Mondo.
Mondo. It's a
That's what they call it.
Mondo
It's Mondo.
covering on it. It's actually very comfortable to run on, walk on. It's non-slip, so if it's covered in water, you're not going to slip and fall unless you're me, and then anything is possible.
It's another thing that's a huge recruiting factor because Mondo is the ones they use at the Olympics as well.
Yeah, and I believe there's only 1 or 2 other colleges in the state that have Mondo tracks, correct?
Not entirely sure, but I wouldn't doubt it because it's very expensive, but well worth it. Thank you to all the donors that have contributed to not just that Mondo field, but to all of the athletic programs that have built these beautiful, beautiful places that we can play and watch.
Speaking of donations, ladies and gentlemen, if you feel upon your heart to donate to the softball and baseball programs, eventually they would like to get some lights so they can play some night games. That would be great.
It'd make it much easier for everybody too. And beautiful line drive by number 7 Outlaw.
And some stands, some bleachers.
Some more permanent bleachers and stands. We'll now have number 3 Gomez up to bat for Converse with a runner on first being Outlaw.
Top of the 5th. Top of the 5th inning.
And she was really looking for that bunt. We'll still see number 19 Reagan Cox pitching for CIU.
Freshman coming to us from Ben Lippen. Contrary to popular belief, Ben Lippen is not actually a person.
It is Scottish. I'm trying to.
Good Mountain.
Good Mountain. So I remember reading it somewhere, but I could not remember the details. Mountain of Trust is what they're
That's
confirming.
correct. Mountain of Trust. That was close. Not really, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say that's a win for me.
And with that, we have our third ball, and that will be a strike. 3-1 count for Gomez with a runner on first. That's a strike.
Safe.
And the runner
One
on
on
first is
first.
safe.
Count is 3-2 and no outs.
I got a full count. And good, smart play, double play there. It looks, no, not double play. My apologies.
Second out at second.
Did look like Kalen Devaney, the second baseman, did make the play.
That
did look like she made the tag, but it is the umpire's decision in the end. At the moment, I guess both of them are safe. No, both are out.
that
Impressive
is a
double play.
Double play, ladies and gentlemen. Double play. 2 outs.
And we'll now see up to bat. I believe we're going back to the top of it. Number 8, McElrath. That is a strike as well. With 2 outs and no one on. Good ground ball to the shortstop. And play to first.
It's 3.
That is 3 outs.
Bottom of the
Fifth.
5th inning here with CIU up to bat.
Still,
ladies and gentlemen, that's exciting. That is exciting.
another good play from the shortstop, Caitlin Creel. Going into the bottom of the fifth, it is 6 CIU, 5 to Converse.
Oh, it's right at the top.
Bottom of the fifth.
And
Oftentimes, people wonder how it's chosen who bats first.
that is actually a really
Second.
good question.
So the home team always bats second. The home team will always bat at the bottom of the inning. Always. That's
Makes sense. Oh,
Yep.
I thought you meant like the lineup. I was thinking lineup.
No,
that
no,
was a
lineup.
question I was going to ask.
That's a that depends upon the coach and how they want to
That's another beast
on their
altogether.
strategery, so to speak. It's not the right word,
Correct.
not right use of the word, but I like it, so we're gonna say that.
It's English, it makes sense.
Yep.
And speaking of the one that made the last play, Caitlin Creel, she will also be the first up to bat for
Yep.
this inning.
Now pitching for Converse.
Now, when it comes to the flex player, that's the source of confusion often. Source
That
for
is-
flex and the designated runner, designated bat. You know, that's all.
Correct.
Yep,
That's a good point.
Confusing. That can be confusing, and often used as a way to sort of game the game, so to speak.
Batting for the Rams.
That's a good point because we have not seen the flex player, number 11, Brittany Allender, up to bat,
Creel.
but she is part of the lineup. We also see a change of pitcher, too, for Converse with number 6, Savannah Rogers, now
Oh.
out there pitching.
It'll be good to see what she's able to do. It'll be good.
Good, as we see, I believe that was a ball in the first one. And a
little
second
low.
ball. Still trying to get those warm-up ones out of the way. And there's a strategy to when to throw a ball and a strike too, isn't there?
Yes, especially if you're the pitcher and you know that batter can hit. You don't necessarily want to throw them good pitches all the time because they will capitalize on that and they will hit it out of the park. So sometimes it's just better to walk them.
Or even just give them a full count.
Give 'em a base. Give them a base versus give them an entire run.
True. I could even see it being used for throw a couple balls and then force them to swing. To go ahead and give them a couple of strikes right there too.
I mean, ideally you'd want to strike them out, but if that batter's got a ridiculous batting average, it's probably just better to walk them.
And we have seen that a few times today. Got a 2-1 count for Creel. And that's a
That's
foul.
foul ball.
Almost to concessions.
So close yet so far away.
And I think they'll be happy about that.
Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? Oh, we got a nice
Good hit to
Yep,
third,
and an out.
but it is an out. Now we'll see number 16, Kaylin Devaney.
Okay, D.
Rams, second base. Number 16, Kaylin Devaney.
Katie spent the summer in Israel.
That's impressive.
Yeah, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you're telling me about that. The mission trip with softball.
Yep. Competitive Edge International.
It's interesting how many sports programs there are that do use sports, or say mission agencies that do use sports for outreach opportunities. That being a foul ball in that last pitch.
Oh yeah, it's like we said earlier. It's one of the last remaining internationally spoken languages. Is the language of sport.
It's definitely the
Competition.
easiest way to connect with people.
There
And
we
a
go.
beautiful hit,
Beautiful hit and caught.
and
But
right
that's
to
all right.
center field. As you said, that is okay. It happens. It's part of the game.
What goes up eventually will come down.
Very true. Now we'll see number 42, Robin Andrews.
The
up to
Robin
bat
Ender.
with her throwback walkout song, Rockin' Robin. Strike. Count being 0-1.
With 2 outs.
And good hit.
Single. And a single going there.
A single. Third baseman just couldn't reach it in time. That third baseman being, I believe that is number 15. Yep. Plafkin trying her best to get to that.
Ashley
now
Chen, the center fielder, up to bat. Little lefty.
And there's a strategy with that too, being a left-handed right-handed batter or a left-handed right-handed pitcher as well.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that one. But I'm sure you're correct.
No, the sport I'm more familiar with of American football, there definitely is a difference in how you catch it and how you throw it. Can really change the direction too, especially if you have one good changeup. With baseball or softball, I could see that making a huge difference.
Yeah.
If it's coming right at the batter or if it's going to be turning away. Count being 1-1 after that last throw, being a strike.
Speaking of football, how dangerous could you be if you're an ambidextrous quarterback?
Let's look at Patrick Mahomes for that one. And that will be an out going into the top of the 6th.
With this, we're going to have Madison Janning at catcher.
It looks like we'll see a bit of a change up there, getting some other opportunities for some of the other players.
Madison, another Florida native,
And also from Team 1.
also from Team 1. Madison, who is also an accomplished singer, vocal artist. You ever get the chance to hear her sing? It's a pleasant experience.
Is she part of the choir program as well
I
that
believe
just
so.
started this year?
I believe so.
Another really good program as well at CIU. As we see our athletes being dominant, not just on the field, but off the field too.
Oh, we misspoke.
Aw.
We misspoke. Just out there did some warm-up pitches. That's all right.
Hey, contributing, right? Looks like the first batter for this inning will be number 15, Plafkin.
For the Valkyries, third baseman number 15, Madison Plafkin.
Always interesting.
good contact, but it is a foul.
Ball. Foul ball.
Bring the count to 1-1.
Campus of CIU is located here in Columbia, South Carolina, right along the banks of the Broad River. The
Good contact
Oh, nice.
and great play
And
from
a catch.
Tanya Ellis.
Tanaya Ellis with the catch.
Tanya Ellis, my apologies again. I'm going to have to work on that one. Beautiful athletic play to make that catch.
Probably not a good idea to hit towards her. Probably not a good idea.
She has definitely impacted this game, and I would say the season as well so far. To bat now for Converse is number 16, McKinney. That one being that first pitch being a strike. Right to the third baseman who gets the throw.
That's two outs.
Having 2 outs early on. Number 12, Finazzo up to bat now.
Number 12, Ryan.
Good play from Kayla Washington, third baseman, to number 77, Shannon Patton. Gonna be
Ball
a
there.
1-0 count. Oh, there's a 2-0 count.
And 2-1 now with a foul.
Three and one now after that ball.
Foul ball.
Foul. Looks like they're going to try and make a play for it, though.
Somebody's car got hit.
I think the noise operator's just doing good job keeping things interesting.
You bet, you bet.
Soon enough, though. Soon enough, it will happen.
Yep.
Got a full count now with 2 outs. And that is a walk.
Looking pretty, Reagan.
Bradshaw.
If you're from the Columbia area, you really should see if you can catch a home game here at Columbia International University with the girls softball team.
Bradshaw up to bat with that ball, and I do agree it's a beautiful field, beautiful campus.
The excitement that is fast pitch softball is something that should be experienced.
And it's a good hit.
And an out.
And an out. Great play by Creel as well to get that right to second base. We're going to the bottom of the 6th now.
Interesting fact about Coach Sarah Allen. She's an accomplished bass guitarist. She plays in her church band, as well as an accomplished bass ukuleleist.
I did not even know there was a bass ukulele.
Yep, there is one. I bought it for her for I think it was her birthday
Nice.
a while ago. It wasn't this last birthday.
Definitely takes a lot of talent to be able to play a musical instrument.
Yep.
see number 2 back up to bat, Tanaya Ellis.
T-Money. T the Crusher.
I believe every single one of the CIU softball players has at least 2 or 3 nicknames they go by at this point.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Batting for CIU left fielder number 2, Tanaya Ellis.
Go CIU!
Slap hit. There we go.
Good
The
slap,
first base.
right to shortstop.
And right
Easy.
there. That right there is what you call a slap hit.
So the difference between a bunt and a slap is that run up.
Yeah,
that-
the hit is to get on base.
Number 13, Elena.
It's one of the technique developed predominantly on the West Coast in order to kind of be able to compete with the teams that have a little bit more power to them. Say, hey, we gotta figure out some way to get on base, you know. So
Right. It makes sense, especially y'all coming from the West Coast, college experience-wise, and bringing some of those West Coast players. We'll see Sis up to bat.
Molina, who's out of Augusta.
And she wanted all of that one. Another foul right there. Count being 1-1 with the runner on first.
It's kind of like that. It's like that one.
2-1 now.
2-1 and no outs.
And it looks like Tanaya is really wanting to steal. Not this time. Nope, she's running for it.
That's safe.
And she made it. Good idea there.
Sometimes you just got to get dirty, you know. Sometimes you just
Exactly.
got to get dirty.
You stay clean in sports, normally it means you didn't really put your all into it.
That's a hit. Hit
There's
batter.
a
He hit her. A hit.
they're saying it hit the bottom of the bat.
You count that as a.
They're counting that as a foul, so it'll be 2-2 count.
We're gonna go with it because we weren't there. We're not in that. We're not in his position.
Yeah, he has a better view, and he is the one in charge.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings me to a good point. We got to remember that, you know, the umpires, referees, whatever, are at a very different vantage point than we are in the stands. So they see things a lot differently than we do. You got to remember that.
And 3-2 count is what they're correcting us on as well. It'll be a full count.
Whatever you say, you know.
That was a strike.
And a
But-
stolen base.
We'll get a stolen base off of that one, even though it will be the first out.
That's one of those plays that's practiced. The catcher drops the ball.
Go ahead and
Go ahead and steal.
Yep.
Go ahead and steal.
sounds like a good idea to me. We'll now see number 77, Shannon Patton, up to bat.
That's the ball.
Low ball there. We got a good opportunity to bring Tanaya home, get some extra points on the board. And she really
strike.
wanted that one. That is a strike off that foul tip.
Use my Chromebook. Yeah. You can use my Chromebook and we can use. We won't have an extra computer bill on that. But I want the one that's.
That's a foul.
Low ball.
That's a ball. Ball. Keep saying foul. It's actually a ball.
We've seen plenty of foul balls today.
Plenty of them.
You can understand the reaction.
It needs to be on Wi-Fi though.
Yes, we have a board.
Well, on Chromebook it does.
Tried.
I tried to catch Tanaya stealing, but
Not gonna happen. Not
that's
at
just
least that
too
time again.
quick. That'll bring us to a 3-1 count. And that's a
That's
strike. Full count now with 1 out and a runner on third.
3, 2, and 1. Blast off.
That's what they go when I was like. Here we go, Shannon.
And they walked her on that one.
Come on, Kayla!
Kayla Washington up to bat. So far, my windshield has made it through 6 innings so far.
So far, but she has, especially last season, she had quite a few home runs as well, so it is still a possibility. She's another one of those strong hitters.
Kaylin Devaney delivering some game balls to the catcher. Super important, needed to play.
Arguably the most important equipment to the game.
17 for 37.
Let's go, V! Woo!
And we'll see a change in runner. I'm not sure the technical term on that, where we'll see Bianca, number 17, Morales.
Another quick one right there. Designated runner.
Designated runner. Thank you for that correction. The ball as Bianca goes to steal, makes it, and Tanya also gets the steal, bringing in that run. And that was a ball as well. So CIU really benefiting on that last one.
Tell you, speed kills.
It-
Speed kills.
Very, very useful in this sport. Being another ball, 2-0 being the count.
Strike.
Strike.
What is that? 2-1 now?
Should be 2-1. Good hit,
Good hit.
but foul.
Foul. Definitely a foul ball.
2-2 count. The runner on second.
She hit it with the. Sounded like she hit it with the inner part of the bat, not necessarily the sweet spot. There's a distinct sound the bat makes when the ball makes when it hits the right part of the bat.
Especially with the metal bats, you could tell the difference.
Oh yeah, these are actually they're like a composite material, I believe.
Oh. And she really wanted that one. Luckily, it tipped for her.
Definitely not in the right spot.
Definitely not the right spot. 2-2 count continues. Runner on second. Looks like she's looking for an opportunity to steal. And that is a ball, giving us a 3-2 count, full count, with 1 out and a runner on second.
That's a foul ball.
That's a foul. And not into the baseball field, but
It sure
making
did
it
roll over
two.
there, though.
It
Had
is
some roll on it.
definitely trying to get away from us. That is a walk. Going back to when you know you have a good hitter.
And the CIU right fielder, number 10, Kendall Parker.
Kendall Parker.
Still pitching for Converse is number 6, Savannah Rogers. Second pitcher for them this game. With Kendall Parker getting a good hit on it, but
Third and safe.
and that'll be an
First.
out. Bianca being the out at third. Bianca Morales.
Good run, V. Good run.
Number 7,
Still
My
contributing.
apologies.
Number 7, Caitlin Creel up to bat now with 2 outs and
And on deck, we've got Kaylin Devaney.
some really good hitters lined up now with 2 runners on first and second. That is a strike.
We got a foul ball.
Into the, just off the dugout. So it looked like. Ball. Kayla Washington really wanted to steal on that one.
Sometimes it's just not gonna happen.
Count being 1-2. And good line drive, but it is a foul. Good
Nice
contact,
hit. Good contact. And
but
caught.
it is out.
Top
Caught
of
by the
seventh,
center
ladies and
field.
gentlemen. Top of the 7th. Current score being CIU 7, Converse 5.
Still a relatively close game.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever get the chance to get on the Instagram and you follow CIU softball, you should definitely give Melissa Allender some congratulations. She's recently become engaged. It's always good to see that. Always good to see. Good people doing life together. It's always good to see.
It's always a good thing. It's always a good thing to, as you said, always a good thing to see. Up to bat first for Converse. We'll see number 22, Burnt.
Got the umpire here up at the announcing area talking about some substitutions going on. Umpiring, refereeing, officiating, whatever sport's definitely going to be a for the doing it for the passion and the love of the game. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the opportunities to make a lot of money doing it are very rare, but the opportunity to get an egregious amount of criticism is great.
Very. And they travel just as much as the players do across the conferences and across the states.
Very much so. Very much so.
They deserve a lot of appreciation for what they do. Doing their best to keep the games fair and competitive.
And safe for the players.
And
Safety is always paramount. Safety is always number one.
Completely agree with that one.
And the motto when it comes to any sort of refereeing or umpiring or whatever, you don't need to be perfect, but you need to be fair.
Exactly. And that is a good out on
That
Burnt.
was a great play. Great play.
I thought she was going to make it to first, but that was a great play. I believe that was shortstop number 7, Caitlin Creel, getting it to first. And we'll now see number 13 up to bat for Converse. That being a changeup, being Sarah Ann Arthur. And a foul tip.
Foul to the ground, yep.
Count being 1-1 now. And right to the pitcher.
And first base and out.
Another easy out for CIU. Knowing exactly what to do and where to send it. Which is easy when you don't have any runners on base, I guess. Now see number 7, Abigail Outlaw, up to bat for Converse. That is a beautiful strike. Another great strike.
Right, nice, there we go.
ball. Probably tried to catch her swinging there. Count being 1-2. Another ball. 2-2 count with 2 outs and no one on base.
Score still 7-5. 7-5 CIU.
Good hit right
Nice
past
hit.
second base to center field.
Gonna be a single.
Now up to bat is number 3, Mariah Gomez.
Batting for Converse, number 3, Laura Gomez.
With a runner on first and 2 outs.
Home plate umpire handing the ball to the pitcher. I misspoke earlier, ladies and gentlemen. They often call it the dish, sitting in the dish.
Is interesting terminology. That was a ball. And trying to catch
That's
the runner
safe,
stealing. She is safe though.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one, especially when the runner's not that far from the base. That's a tough one to make.
It can be risky too. Count being 2-0 now. Count now 3-0, 3 balls. And that being a walk now.
Yeah. Timeout. Coach Sarah going out to the plate there, up to the pitcher's mound. Have a quick chat with the team.
I do wonder what she's encouraging them on. We do have the lead still, but there is potential for that to go away here.
You know, oftentimes just go up there and say, "Hey, let's have a good time." Just no
Yeah,
relieve the
relax,
pressure, relax.
enjoy
It's
it.
all right. You're doing well. You're doing well.
That is when
Sometimes it
you
might be
play
a
your
little
best.
different. You never know.
That is when you play your best, when you are the most relaxed and enjoying your time out there. Now see number 8, Brooklyn Mickelrath. To bat.
Ball. Ball 1.
Ball 1. Runner on second and first. Both of them really wanting to steal on that one. Looking for their opportunities.
Ball 2.
Strike. 2-1 count, 2 outs, and 2 runners on first and second. That's a hit. High.
Ladies and gentlemen, third out.
That's the 3rd out. Great catch.
And that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. That's the game.
Game 1.
7-5.
Game 1 now over of this doubleheader that'll be taking place, I believe.
Momentarily.
Momentarily. They might give them a few minutes.
About 20 minutes.
20
Give-
minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
20 minutes for lineup changes to take place.
Just to relax, shake it off, get ready for the next game. You know, good stuff. Good stuff. We will return in 20 minutes to
We'll have our own
have a
little
blast,
break.
Have our break. Have a good time. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll keep this broadcast going. We'll be back in 20 though.
I'm just gonna let it stay on. That was fun.
I'll just trust the last stream, sir.
Trust but verify. Huh? Trust but verify.
I can't anymore. My phone's basically dead.
Oh, you want? Oh, yeah. I was using it to check the live stream. I can check it. Yeah, yeah. So just recently, some people will start new broadcasts, and it's so like when they're in schools, they'll just start a random broadcast, and it's so irritating.
I
You're like,
wish-
oh, I have to get out of this now.
Yeah. Well, I wish it was a way to show like the first game what the score was, but we don't. That option's not there. That's just like a minor thing. That's just like.
We just going to get hot dogs. Is that what we're doing? Yes, please. One?
I believe it's what? It's only quarter 12.
That's good. I can find it. everybody yet.
No, you've done great.
Yes.
Yeah, you're so fine. There's still time. But oh, she
Broadcasting. Can you do that? Oh, I think we should. It's too long, and if someone wants to just watch 10 games or something, I would make a new broadcast. Guys, I'm gonna have to make. I think we do 2 different podcasts. Because like.